All right, welcome to the broadcast. Glad you are with us. We're going to be joined tonight by Colonel John Mills. Roger Stone joins us, and then Wes Petes. We're going to talk to Colonel John Mills about the Biden family and what they're up to. I can barely keep up with it, folks. We're also going to ask him about this Chinese spy balloon the size of 3 buses is spotted floating over Montana for days. Look at that. Chinese spy balloon the size of 3 buses is spotted flying over Montana for days. Whoop, where'd that go? Hold on, that was me. I think I just pulled something out of the socket there. Let's try it again. Here we go. U.S. mobilizes F-2 Raptors to intercept. Biden wanted to shoot it down, but Pentagon advised him not to because of falling debris. Yeah, Biden's a moron. All right, joining me now is Colonel John Mills. Hello, John.
Hey, Brannon, always an honor to be with you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Where are you at tonight? Are you out looking for Bigfoot, for for Sasquatch? What are you doing? The Yeti or what?
No, we're not in Arizona. We're down at Virginia Beach. We're right next to an Oceana Naval Air Station. I asked the F-18s to and F-35s to knock it off and give us some quiet time because they were just a few minutes ago, they were blasting overhead. Right behind me is the Atlantic Ocean, and hopefully Navy Dev Group doesn't come up behind me and slit my throat. This balloon, I saw this report just before we came on the air. Hey, remember, we just signed a pact with the Philippines to essentially return return to bases in the Philippines. And there's been this in December. And there was this Chinese spy balloon hanging around over northern Luzon, the northern island that's right next to Taiwan. And, I think that's one of the reasons they signed the agreement, because the Filipinos have no ability to shoot down this. And now, we're obviously so distracted looking for top secret documents that, we can't even enforce air sovereignty over the United States. So, this is just they got balloons all over the place.
Song Up, Up, Up in My Beautiful Balloon. I think Rush Limbaugh used to play that all the time too, but for a different reason. But this is weird. This is the Daily Mail. A massive Chinese surveillance balloon has been hovering over the northern United States for the past few days. Senior defense officials confirmed on Thursday, with Joe Biden being briefed on Wednesday about his options, including shooting it out of the sky. Biden suggested the high-altitude balloon should be shot down after it was spotted and reported by civilians in a commercial airliner, U.S. officials told the Wall Street Journal. Let me just stop right there. You mean it took the civilians to tell the U.S. government, hey, you've got a balloon the size of, what would it say? The size of 3, the size of 3 buses is floating over Montana, but it takes civilians to tell the U.S. government this?
Yeah, it's going to take civilians, reservists to reinforce the unwoke military to enforce air sovereignty. This is pretty pathetic. In all seriousness, this shows serious gaps in NORAD Northcoms. And I need to look up who the current Northcom commander is, but this shows serious gaps.
Somebody should be fired.
Awareness.
Someone needs to be fired.
Absolutely. We can't even enforce air sovereignty over our own country. Obviously, we have gaps in our radar that we're not seeing something the size of 3 football buses.
Now, let me ask you, if this
around.
had a nuclear device on it, what would that look like?
Well, the Chinese communists are learning all kinds of things. What else? Hey, they could be dropping bio agents. It could be dropping chemical agent. It could be dropping, pre-positioned an updated version of the Soviet pre-positioned backpack nukes. So this shows a serious weakness. We need to start impeachment proceedings. We can't even enforce air sovereignty over our own airspace. Pathetic.
Yeah. Well, and again, it goes to the point of why people should be preparing and having their own emergency food, their own water purification, their own ability to defend themselves, because the government's proving they can't even defend their own airspace, much less do anything to help you. I mean, this is the same government, of course, that's working in concert with Big Pharma to poison and kill off Americans by the COVID clot shot, which we did an amazing 45 minutes last night with Dr. Naomi Wolf on this. I mean, they knew exactly what they were doing. The reason they wanted to bury the evidence Pfizer did reportedly for 75 years is because they knew that if this fraud was revealed, that eviscerates any immunity whatsoever. So, I mean, the American people have to realize there's no one that's going to save us but ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. This is hey, civilians. We are the first line of defense. I'm a civilian now, and so we're the first line of defense. Because I'm going through my mind, our air defense system has become pretty pathetic. I think the closest intercept unit is actually the Oregon Air Guard at Portland International, and obviously Portland is an absolute. Somaliland right now. I don't know if they can even get the aircraft airborne from Portland International to address this threat to our airspace. The question is, how did it even approach? I would say, right off the bat, it didn't float across the Pacific
Well, that
Ocean.
was exactly my next question, because surely it didn't come directly from China. So they let it off of a ship, a cargo ship, something probably disguised, right? I mean, obviously they didn't put an aircraft carrier out there and then do it. It was probably some disguised cargo ship or fishing container or something, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe could they surface a submarine and let it go from there?
well, our international trade system is still trust but don't verify.
Right.
So they could have brought this in component by component and essentially launched it internally. So which is worse, that coming through our airspace or them being able to sneak in all the components and then launch it internally? Which is worse? I don't know. I cannot.
Because again, when they sneak in those that could be bioweapons, that could be anthrax, nuclear weapons. I mean, right there shows you folks how vulnerable we are. Don't be shocked when you wake up and there's a mushroom cloud over a major American city.
Yeah, this is a disaster. Generals and admirals need to be fired. Mayorkas needs to be thrown out immediately. He can't control the southern border. Obviously, we can't control any border. If the Chinese can get this in through the air defense identification zone, from the west across the Pacific, from the north, well, then what's going on with our friends to the north? Well, we got Justin Trudeau, son of Castro, leading the tyranny up north. Did it come from the east, or did they bring it in component by component and launch it internally? This is a total crisis in our national security.
The article says that it was as big as 3 buses, as we've said, and had what they termed a quote technology bay. A technology bay. Wow.
Yeah, that's code word for a large bay where they can put anything they want to in it, including weapons, including intelligence collection systems. Yeah, that's a euphemism for wow, a lot of place to put a lot of good stuff to do their mission.
Here's some
And
footage of it. It's glowing. I don't know what that's all about, or maybe that's just the reflection from the sun or on it or what. I don't know, but wow.
Yeah, NORAD. This is NORAD Northcom. This is their mission, and the inability to prosecute an air target like this is just shameful. And yeah, why hasn't this been brought down?
Okay, where
And
there it is. I thought the big one was it there, but I don't think that's it. I think let's see that I'm thinking it's this second one they show right there. That must be the one they're talking about right there. That must be it right there. Wow. Either way, I mean that's just shocking.
yeah, yeah, this is really sad, and this is an aggressive signal. I mean, let's find out what this is, but the inability to prosecute an air target. I can't believe that a balloon has stealth characteristics and capabilities where it's defeating radar. That is defeating radar.
They're now claiming, and I think liar liar pants on fire. What do you say? They're saying now that and we had custody of it its entire time. The entire time it's been over U.S. airspace, entered the continental United States airspace a couple days ago. I think they're lying. I really think they're lying.
Okay, so if it floated across the Pacific, if it has some ability to maneuver, and it came in through our air defense identification zone, why in the world would we let this in?
Well, we're just watching
there's
to see what they were going to do. Well, we just wanted to see, are they going to use a nuke? Are they going to use anthrax? Are they going to use you know, some kind of bio. We were just watching to see what they were going to do. I mean, right. I mean, this is so
Well,
dumb. This is so dumb.
well, why don't we just fly an F-22 into China and see what they
See what
do?
they're going to do.
I don't Yeah, I don't think they're going to be very kind. So this passive do nothing mentality is they're so psychologically twisted in their ideology they can't even protect Americans.
The balloon's current flight path carries it over a number of sensitive sites, a source told
Mm.
CNN.
Well, that's where our remaining missile fields are of about 450 Minuteman III missiles. So between Francis E. Warren and I think it's Minot.
Okay, here's how we know
Yeah.
they're lying. Sorry to interrupt you, but here's how we know they're lying. But the official said it does not present a significant intelligence gathering risk. Then the next
Oh,
line.
we don't know that.
The next line. The Pentagon said that once it was detected, they acted to prevent sensitive information being stolen. So which one is it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how do we know? So this is the classic intelligence community. We're not going to do anything about it. We're just going to collect on it. Well, it's a little bit different. This is over sovereign American territory. We don't know what this thing is, and come on, we just drove across that place like a couple of years ago. There's falling debris affect what? The crop harvest? I mean, the corn harvest. There's not a whole lot out there. Bring that, got to bring this sucker down, study it, investigate it, and immediately start, fire admirals and generals, and we need impeachment of Austin and Mayorkas failure to protect America.
Here's the next report. The high-altitude balloon was spotted over Billings, Montana on Wednesday, having flown in above the, I don't know how you say this right, Aleutian Islands, through Canada and into Montana.
Okay, so that's even bad. It's even worse.
That's even worse.
So that came through. So we got aircraft up in Alaska. We got aircraft at Portland International. But the Canadians are supposed to have some alert aircraft up on Vancouver Island. So they found a nice gap in seam in our joint. Remember, this is NORAD. This is a two-country operation, Canada and the U.S. So they found a gap on the Pacific coast of British Columbia and just flew this balloon in. Don't mind us. We're just going to come on through. But you remember the Chinese communists control customs in and out of Vancouver International and British Columbia. So you already got the CCP controlling that. They control the casinos. They got the former Hong Kong gangs up in Vancouver, British Columbia. You have Chinese communist elites buying up property in Vancouver. No Canadian can afford it. And now, obviously, the Canadian coast and coastline is undefended, and they just come in there and then take a right and then come into America.
A defense source explained, we have to do the risk reward. So the first question is, does it pose a threat, physical, kinetic threat to individuals in the United States or the U.S. homeland? Our assessment is it does not. Does it pose a threat to civilian aviation? Our assessment is it does not. Does it pose a significantly enhanced threat of the intelligence side? Our best assessment right now is it does not. And so given that risk, that profile, we assess that the risk of downing it, even if the probability was low in a sparsely populated area of the debris falling and hurting somebody or damaging property, that it wasn't worth it, and that was the recommendation of our military commanders. So, shucks, y'all, we're just doing our best guess.
Lame.
Good grief.
This is critical race theory meets military leadership. This is we're just not gonna do anything because we don't want to trigger anybody. Why in the world do we even have a Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security if we're just going to be this passive critical race theory, do nothing, bureaucracy? So
yes.
Just shut it all down. It's
all right,
obviously a waste of time.
Before we go to Roger Stone, here's another one I want to ask you about. I want to ask you about this article I sent you yesterday related to Hunter Biden's Metabiota Labs. Hunter Biden's Metabiota Labs received tens of millions of dollars in Department of Defense contracts, experimented with bat viruses, Zelensky reportedly ordered destruction of all state docks associated with Hunter Biden's Metabiota labs. I mean, what's going on over here, Colonel Mills?
Well, I
This is
think the
all in
dark
Ukraine.
sea.
Ukraine, by the way.
Yeah. But they're using that as a Disneyland, to essentially filter money. I mean, this is all connected to Wuhan also, and this is incredible. Obviously, they're using appropriated money through the Department of Defense, NIH, and this biolab program was real. It was the updated Nunn-Lugar, updated in 2005, that created all these biolabs. Originally, I thought it was some Q conspiracy, and then I read the 2005 update. I'm going, oh my! And then the American embassy in Kyiv just took down all of the biolab information like a day or two ago. It's been up for over a year. I read it and I said, well, once again, Q is correct, because here, once again, this biolab thing in the Ukraine is real. And yeah, it's part of the FTX money laundering. It's part of Hunter Biden. It's part of, essentially everything bad that's corrupt about the Biden family, and they're using Ukraine as a massive money laundering operation, and also receiving appropriated money. That's wow, what a gig! How do I get in on this?
Wow. What do you think will happen with all this? Anything?
Impeachment, impeachment, impeach every one of them.
The,
The
is this perhaps the largest crime family to ever occupy the White House?
It is. I mean, come on. This is totally out of control. They're doing whatever they want to do, and we've got to start impeachment proceedings. And I think they're going to lose a lot on the Dem side. So the House can vote to impeach. Then it goes over to the Senate side. I think it's a very close margin, and it just everybody's aghast at what this is, totally out of control. We have to rein in this crime family that are doing whatever they want to do. They're taking appropriated funds. They're taking FTX money, laundering it, flipping it back into the election. They're hiding the fact that Biden is walking around with top secret documents, and him and Garland are hushing it up before the midterm election. I mean, what else is going on?
Wow. The nationwillfollow.com, the nationwillfollow.com, reporting to us from the shores of the beaches of somewhere in Virginia. Virginia,
Yes.
somewhere.
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach, Virginia. Virginia Beach, Virginia. That's what I was trying to come up with. The nationwillfollow.com. Thanks for being with us. Is it cold there tonight?
It's cold, and we're doing the polar plunge on Saturday morning. It's going to be below 40. It's going to be exciting going into the water. It's for Special Olympics. It's a good cause. So I want to do a shout out. Got my daughter here and a couple of her friends from the school, Virginia School for the Blind. So I want to say a shout out to Jacob, to Nikita, to Naomi, and my whole family that's right inside there. But Saturday morning, we're going to go out and get in the water to raise money for Special Olympics.
Good for you guys. Good for you guys. I love your family. You guys are great people. Thank you, Colonel Mills.
Okay. Thank you, Brannon. Always an honor to be on your show.
You too, my friend. Folks, check out his website and his book, thenationwillfollow.com, thenationwillfollow.com.